This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so yeah, this virtual box, just click on respective link, whichever that is, and once it is done, click on this download button and it will download this file. Okay, Kali Linux 7z file, and you also need this 7-zip exe. Not sure for Mac OS, but this is for Windows. Let me see. Okay, there is for Mac as well. So I'm sharing this link in the live chat. So you also need to download this. Okay, we have few more people. Um, yeah. So you haven't missed anything. We are just downloading Kali Linux and we're trying to install it in VirtualBox. So let me know if you have done it. So it should look something like this, but you should not have these things. So we will install Kali Linux in this. So I wanted to just look at the screen for a while because there is some concept which I want to tell. So this is what we will be doing. So actually you can just install Kali Linux, but this is more secured format of installing um, this Kali Linux. So this is your PC, whether it is Mac or um, Windows, it doesn't matter. So this is your PC, and inside your PC, you're going to create some kind of firewall or router which will install Kali Linux. Okay, you don't have to do this. Just see. As of now, I'm going to show you a couple of things, but you can just install Kali Linux as of now. We are not going to do anything complicated. So, but this is more secured version. I'm going to show you how to do this. Just see this, and this is the internal part. Okay, and this is the external part, which is again connected to your Wi-Fi router and then rest of the internet. And this is inside your PC. Okay, so first we will install pfSense firewall. So I will install it. I have this pfSense firewall, and I'll just open this, click on new, and I will select that particular folder. Let me select this over here. Mm. So here I have all the VMs, and I will create a separate folder here. So new folder, and I'm going to say pfSense, and this is where I want to install that. And here I will say pfSense, ISO image not selected. There, I'm going to select this, and here we have others as well. This is actually FreeBSD. Let me check. pfSense FreeBSD. Okay, FreeBSD. So I'll keep 64-bit FreeBSD, and you don't need anything else. Just finish, and it will automatically give some base memory. And, okay, let me check the settings. And in this settings, okay, storage. 16 gigabytes is not required. Mm.
So Mukesh, this is a second VM after Kali Linux to deploy. Is that what you're doing?
So this is just a firewall. Like it will not cause harm to the main system, which is my Windows system. Okay, so that's why I'm installing this. So let me see. Storage. Okay, let it be 16 gigs. It doesn't matter. And here I have to change the network settings. So one will be NAT and other will be internal network. So this is like something like this. So one is NAT, which will be connected to my main system, which is Windows system, and internal network will be connected to these internal systems, which I will be installing, which is Kali Linux. So I'll just start. It should look something like this. And in the meantime, I can also install Kali Linux. So here I have Kali Linux. I will just use 7-zip, which I have downloaded from here. Okay, whether it is Windows or Linux or Mac OS, just install that. And you can extract 7-zip directly from here. Okay, so I'm going to say extract files and click on OK. It will automatically extract. So here I'm back in this installer, pfSense installer, and here I will install pfSense, and I'm going to use ZFS installer, and here I have this stripe 0 disk. So I have to select a disk here and just click on this and click on space button and then click on OK. And this would automatically install this thing. I don't want any swap disk. Okay. So I will proceed with installation. So this installation is going on. It will be finished in couple of minutes. And here I have also downloaded and extracted Kali Linux. Okay, so all I have to do is double click on this and it will automatically pop up in our virtual box. Okay, so if you see, I'll just double click on this and you can see a new Kali Linux over here. So this is much easier installation, right? And here I will set it to internal network because that is where I want to keep, because as per this configuration, I want to keep it inside the internal network. If you remember pfSense, this is NAT network and this is internal network below. So I want to keep Kali Linux inside internal network. So internal network, click on OK, and let's go back here. So it's asking for a reboot. It's already installed. So I'll click on reboot, and while it's trying to reboot, I will just close this. Power off. And I need to make some small change here because it will again try to install from the disk. Okay, so this is the ISO file which I have selected. I'm just removing it so that it will again so from next uh, boot onwards, it will just install from pfSense VDI here. So click on OK and just start. So I'm also going to install one more VM, which is Metasploitable. So here I'm just opening it in a this thing, and I'm going to just drag and drop over here. So it will just extract. right in this same folder. So extraction is done. I'm closing this. And in this metasploitable, I have these things. So which is not understood by VirtualBox. So to install this, I'll have to say add and click on VM and okay, not here. I'll click on new. I'll say metasploitable and folder. I'm going to say the same folder. I have to go back again. Courses. Okay. So here I have metasploitable. I'm not going to install in the same folder. I have a new folder. I'll just say meta. This is where I will be installing. And I don't have an ISO file, so I can just skip this part. And for the hardware, I'll give some base memory of 1 GB. That should be enough. Hard disk. Here hard disk, I can select something. Okay. So I will use existing virtual hard disk over here. So existing means it will just show some existing ones. So here I have an existing VMDK file, which is a virtual machine disk file, which I have extracted, right? So I'll select that and click on OK. This is the existing one, and rest of the things are not that much required. So yeah, I forgot to keep Windows. So let me check if I can do it here. It's Linux actually. I'll just keep Linux. Okay. Valid settings, display screen. Okay, it's not required. Okay. So first I will run pfSense. Okay, first this one. Then I will run Kali Linux. Then I will run a virtual machine, vulnerable machine, which is metasploitable. Okay. So since I have run this, it will have a WAN network and a LAN network. So WAN network is a NAT network, which is directly connected to my Windows system. Okay, and LAN network is a local area network, which will be internal network. Okay, so whatever systems I have here, those will be uh, those should be inside the internal network, and they will take this IP address configuration. Okay, so first I have to select network and internal network here, and for the metasploitable also I have to say internal network here. Okay, so those two are in internal network. I'll just start the first machine. And it's just booting up. So I hope you're downloading Kali Linux in the background if you have not downloaded. So the username and password are Kali Kali. Okay, so I have this virtual machine ready over here. Okay, so let me check the IP address. So I can say if config, and as you can see, this is the IP address which I got 192.168.1.100. So I hope you can see this, right? Which is a part of this internal network. Okay, so let me start the second one. and it's just booting up. It's going to take a couple of minutes. Yeah. So here I want to check a couple of things. So first of all, can I access internet from here? So that's I want to check. So I'll say ping 8.8.8.8. So this is the Google DNS server. Okay. So if I can ping this, which means I have internet. Okay. So as you can see, we are getting some reply, right? So let me check one more thing. Can I try to ping this 192.168.1.1? So let me do that. 192.168.1.1, and as you can see, I can try to ping that as well. And if you see this diagram, from the Kali Linux, I was able to access internet, okay, all the way through here. And I was able to access this one also, okay, pfSense firewall. And I have to check if I can access this vulnerable machine from here itself, from the Kali Linux. So to do that, so usually this is the main, this is the IP address of Kali Linux, and this is what we booted first. And the next operating system, whichever we boot, will be the the IP address of 101. So the next IP address is 101. So we'll just give some couple of minutes to boot it up. So it's just booting up. If you see here, it's just 90, 95% and so on. So yeah, it's done. It's just booting up other services. So let's try to ping this with 101. So if you don't know this, what we usually do is I'll just say netcat or else nmap dash sn, which will sweep the whole network, and then I'll give 192 my own IP address, which is 192.168 this. Okay, and I have to give from 0 to 255, which is like 0 to 255. So I will give the whole IP range and I will sweep the whole network to see which one is active. So let it finish its boot and then I'll start. And there's one more way you can do this, which is something like nmap, which is 100, right? So 100 is my own IP address, and I can say /24. /24 means do not touch the first 24 bytes and just change the last 8 bytes, whichever is there. So total is 32 bytes. So first 28 bytes will not be touched, and the other bytes, which will be just brute force, like 0 to 255. So in both ways you can actually do, and it will just reveal whichever IP addresses are actually up or active. And as you can see, it is currently
Screen is
booted
not
up.
visible. Mukesh, the screen is not visible.
Okay, hang on, sorry.
It just dropped, I guess, around a minute back. Until then, it was fine. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think it's back. Okay, thanks, Hemant. Is it Hemant? Okay, I think it's
Yes.
Anand.
Yes.
Okay. Um, so yeah, what till here did you have listened, right? What I was doing? Yeah, I was just trying. If I don't know the IP address in the same network, I can just try to scan it something like this. I will just brute force all the IP addresses from 0 to 255, and one of them will be the target machine, which is this vulnerable machine over here, this one. So I can do it in this format or I can do it in this format. /24 means do not touch the first 24 bytes and only try to scan the last 8 bytes. So let me just do this. And here if you see, I have scan report for 101 and 100. Okay, so 1.1 is this pfSense. If you see 1.1, it is pfSense, and 101 we don't know what that is, and 100 is Kali Linux. So by process of elimination, I can say that this is the IP address of Metasploitable over here. Okay, so I'll try to ping this IP address, and as you can see, I can do. So the main reason of getting this setup is, if I don't want to uh, harm my own system, I can just cut off this link over here. So which means I can just go to this virtual box. I can say in the settings, network, and I will keep the internal network alive, but I will just turn off this NAT network. Okay, so yeah, while running, I think I cannot do. Um, yeah, so I can cut off this network, and from there, I cannot access internet, but I can access this machine. So let me do that. So while it is running, I cannot do. I have to just see. I think I have to just close and restart. But anyway, this is the thing. It's gonna boot up a long time, so I'm not going to do that again. So the main thing is, I can cut off this link, I can turn off the NAT network, and I can only turn on the internal network, and I can ping the machines from each other, so that only this network is active and my machine is safe. Okay, so this is how you actually set up a much secured uh, hacking lab. So if I don't want to do that, and if I'm just doing some basic stuff, I can just close this pfSense and change this network to the original network, like a NAT network, and I can directly run Kali Linux from my machine. So I will also show you how to do that. So I'm just closing this, power off, and here also I'm just powering off, and this one I'll just close it. So if I'm doing just basic stuff, what I will do is, I'll select Kali Linux, go to the settings, go to network, select NAT network, and click on OK, and just start the machine. So NAT means it will directly connect to my Windows machine. So there is no router or anything like that in between. So hope you have downloaded Kali Linux. If you're still downloading, let me know. Are you still downloading, guys? Okay.
Yeah, on a Mac, I'm redoing it. I had done it on a ESX, but based on your diagram, it looks like better to do it in Oracle VM. So, yeah, I'm doing that.
Yeah, but as of now, you can do it in comfortable way, like the easiest way possible. So we are just here to learn about how the Linux works, and as of now, just keep it in NAT network and then just run Kali Linux. You don't have to do it like the one which I have shown.
But you
So
use
I'm
the
just
PFS and the other vulnerable OS often, right, in your training, or you think that is needed for our training currently in all upcoming session?
not all sessions, but whenever it is needed, we will use the pfSense. For example, um, here if you see, when I run both of these machines as NAT network, both will have the same IP address. For example, if I say ifconfig, you can see that this is the IP address, right? But if I run this one also in NAT network, so this will also have this address. So when I try to ping this, something like this, we are getting some response, right? So how are we getting this response? Means like we are just pinging ourselves. So it won't reach this metasploitable server in this case. So I think I better show this. This will also have the same IP address. So whenever you're trying to reach this IP address, it will not reach that IP address. The Kali Linux will be pinging itself. So whenever we try nmap scan or anything, it will not work properly. So in that case, we will use pfSense as a router so that each one of them will have a different IP address so that we can target, we can keep attacker and the target separately.
Understood. Understood. Thanks.
Yeah. So as of now, we'll just use Kali Linux. So keep it in NAT network and then just run it. So I'm just closing this. We don't need it right now. So let me know if you have started Kali Linux. Um, I'm going to start some commands just to understand how this thing works. I think I better tell all these things. So give me a heads up if you are ready so that we'll start. You don't have to mute if you don't have any background noise. You don't have to mute. You can unmute and you can just give the response. Yeah, guys, if you don't have any background noise, you don't have to mute. You can just unmute and keep doing your work. So let me know if you're ready. I'll just give a couple of minutes if you want. Hi, yes, sir. Are you also doing it? Yes, sir. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm not installing today. Some laptop problem. Tomorrow I will install.
So just install VirtualBox and then Kali Linux. Those two are enough as of now. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And while installing Kali Linux, just download this version, VirtualBox, and you can just directly double click on it. It will open. And what about others? Ahana and Hemant. Okay. Yeah. Still downloading. Okay. Okay, no problem. I'm going to give some basic commands. Let me know if you have any basic idea about Linux. Do you have any basic idea about Linux and how to navigate and all these things? If not, I will just start from the beginning. Okay, so I'm assuming that you are new to Linux, so do not treat it like Kali Linux. This is basic Linux commands. Okay, so we're just starting from absolute beginner. So I'll divide this Linux part into sections like how to do the navigation, how to install and remove softwares, how to manipulate the files, how to do text manipulation, process management, networking, and so on. Okay, so first of all, how to turn on and how to shut down. So first I will say this is the start button, right? So using that you start this, and while you shut down, you have this button over here, and sometimes like it will show something different, but click on the shutdown and it will shut down. And if you try to just close it right here, it will give you these options. Okay, so you have to select this power off machine only. If you select this save the state machine state, it will cause some memory problem. So do not do this. Always click on this power off the machine and then power off. Okay, or else you can also power off from here. Just type the command power off and it will automatically power. Okay, so this is most important. So do not click on this save machine state, always click on power off the machine. So this is important. So this is how you turn on and turn off, and you can also turn off in couple of ways, which is first one is init 0. So init means like initialization or something. This command is used to initialize the whole operating system. So if I say init 0, which means just stop working or something. So basically it will just turn off this Kali Linux. And there's one more thing, which is shutdown. Everybody knows shutdown, right? So shutdown -R. So this is for restart, and you can just click on shutdown. It will automatically shut down in a minute, or else you can say shutdown now or something. So something like this you can use to do this. And here this terminal, this is called terminal. So usually if you click on this black icon, this is a terminal emulator. Okay, so what we have currently is called Z shell. So Z shell is a different form of bash shell, which, but it is highly easy to operate, which is user friendly. And if I try to type any command which I have already typed, for example, if I just type power off, I can just type P and you can see ping, and if I type O, I can see power off, right? And I have to just hang on a second. Okay, sorry for that. um, okay, so as I was saying, this is Z shell. So Z shell is user friendly, and here if you just type the if you type some command which you have already typed, then it will automatically show the full command. And if you just press the right arrow, it will just fill up the command, and you can just hit enter. So this is one thing. And let me just hang on a second. Okay, so this is Z shell, and this is just like bash shell. All the bash commands will work. And here the structure of this is, first one is the username, which is the name of the user which logged in. And this is the host name. Host name means the operating system name. And if I type who am I, which means the name of the user will come up. And if I just type host name, this host name will come up. Okay, so these two are completely different. If you have something different, it will show a different output. So these are the two main thing. And if you want to know about more about the system, just say uname dash a. It will tell you all about the existing Linux operating system, which is Linux, which is Kali Linux, and this is the kernel version, and this is the architecture AMD 64, and this is the same thing, and yeah, x86 64 is also there. So this is what the kernel are, all the things about this operating system. So to clear this whole terminal, I'll say clear command. So clear command will just clear everything. So I'm back to normal. So this is like the basic stuff, and next we'll go to navigation. Navigation means you just go from one area to another area. To know where I am, I can just see this part, or else I can just type pwd. So this will show me where I am currently in this terminal. So if I say /home/Kali, so this is the directory structure. This is the home of this user Kali. So if you see any tilde symbol, it will automatically just go to the main home directory of Kali Linux. For example, let's say if I let me list something. So if I want to list whatever is there in this directory, I just have to type ls. It will just list all of these things. And if I want to go to one of these directories, directory means a folder. So I'll just go to this home directory or desktop directory here. Okay. So cd and then I type desktop. I don't have to type complete desktop name. I'll just say de, or else even if I just type small letters like de and hit a tab button. Okay. Tab button is like just above the caps lock. Okay, so just type tab button, it will auto complete. So auto complete will save years to your life actually, so you don't have to type the whole thing. So just type the tab button, it will auto complete, and it will also rectify the small letters and capital letters of this name. Okay, just hit enter and this will automatically go to this folder. And if you type the tilde symbol, and do you see that it has changed into green color, right? So you can just type this tilde symbol, it will again go back to this thing. So the good thing about this Z shell, which is not a bash shell, it is an advanced version of Z shell, is you can directly type that folder name. For example, I have all these folders, right? I can just directly go to this downloads folder just by typing downloads. Okay, this will just act like cd downloads automatically. Okay, as you can see, it just changed the directory. So hope you are just following up. Just make a note of these things. Yes guys, any doubts so far? SR, Hemant, Hana. Okay, I'll just continue. So as I said, first I will type pwd to know where I am. So to see the directory structure, I will just open any folder here and I'll go to file system. So this is the general structure, like how it looks like. So it looks like it's just forward slash. Okay, I'll just go to forward slash, in which I have all of these folders over here, folders and files. Okay, so here if you just see all of these things, so there is a bin folder, there is a boot folder, there is a dev folder, etc folder, home folder. So dev is for devices. If you're adding any more devices, like a pen drive or any other devices, it will go to this directory. And when you're mounting those devices, it will go and mount over here. Okay, mounting means attaching it to the system. It will go into this mount option, and all the boot related stuff will go to this area. And OPT will have all the optional softwares which we want to install manually. So it will generally go here, but if you want to install it in some other way, it will either go to bin or the custom folder which you select. And etc will store the configuration. So C for configuration, just remember like this. So etc will store all the configurations of all the files. It doesn't matter where you install the file or the software, the etc will have the configuration files of all those installations. And proc will have all the process related information. So all the processes which are running here will have all the process IDs, and those will be stored as files inside this proc folder. For example, if I want to list /proc, it will just show all these process IDs. So each one is a process, and all the information about it is stored in their respective folders. And here we have root. So root is the home directory of the root user. So root user is the highest privileged user. So because he has highest privilege, he has a separate VIP room. So this is his VIP room. Okay, so he will stay here, and this is his home directory. And home is home for every other user. For example, this Kali user is stored in this home user. And if I just type cd, I don't have to go to just cd/home/Kali. I don't have to just type the whole thing. If I just type cd without any argument, okay, so without anything, if I just type cd and hit enter, it will automatically go to the home directory of this user. Okay, just hit enter, and as you can see, this is the home user. And if you type pwd, which is present working directory, it will again show the same thing, which means this is this. Okay, so if I want to have a root user, I can say su, yeah, I can just type su, or else I can type sudo su. Sudo means we're running this command as a super user. So su means switch user, and this will run it as a privileged user, highest privileged user. And if I type sudo su, it will ask for a password of Kali. If I type Kali here, it will change this Kali user to root user. So now I can use the commands as root user. And if you have noticed, this is different from this, which means like this user's root, this user's home directory is different from this user's home directory. So if I type cd, it will go to the home directory of this user, right? So just hit enter, and as you can see, this is the home directory. And as I said, if I type pwd, it will show the current working directory, present working directory. It is /root. Okay, so hope you have understood the basics of navigation and the users, different users. So the basic commands are this, like cd for changing the directory, going back and forth, and just changing the user here to highest privilege user, and pwd to see where we are, and different folders inside the main file system. And yeah, so any doubts so far? We have something else in the navigation itself, but I would like you, yeah, okay. So this is basic stuff. So I'm guessing you don't have any questions. So let's continue. Yeah. So there is something called alias. So alias means alternative name. So if I type alias and if I type my name equals to some command, if I say ls, it will just store this ls command, which will list everything in this directory as this name. So either I can type ls or I can type this. Both will reveal the same output. And you need to remember that I did not save this for this session, which means if I close this terminal and open this terminal again, this will be gone. Okay, so close it, open it, and if I type cache here, that command not found. So that will be stored only for that terminal session. Terminal session means once the terminal is closed, it is gone. So if you want to just store it for the next session as well, you can either use export. So sometimes this will work. Let's see. Equal to ls. So I'll close this, open this, and just type Mukesh. Okay, it's gone. So it will also do the same thing, which means it will store it in the current terminal session. Okay. So there's one more thing. If you type ls-l, it will do a long format listing of everything inside this directory. So here, if you can see, you see this format, which is like some letter D followed by RWX, RWX kind of thing, and RWX as well. So we don't have the write permission or write permission for others, but this user will have the write permission. So these are divided into 10 different letters. So if I just copy this and if I use text editor, so this is the format. Okay, so if I divide this, I have to divide this in this 1 and 3 and 3 and 3. So this first one, which is D, will be either type of file. So here D means directory, and the first three, I mean the second one, third one, fourth one, will be set for user. So user will have the read, write, and execute permission, and here the next three will be set for group. Group will have read but not write permission, but execute permission. And the next thing is for others. Others means everyone else. So here, if you see the next thing, we have a Kali here and a Kali here. And this Kali, whichever this row is, all this row is set for user. Okay, which means this current user is the same as this user. If it is a different user, we'll have a different response. And this one is for group, which means currently if I type ID, it will show all these things, but user ID is 1000, which is Kali user. Group ID is for this Kali user. So group is also Kali, so he also has read and execute permission. And whoever is in this Kali users group, he can also do this read and execute, but he cannot write anything, which means he cannot add or delete or change the name of the directory or anything like that. He can open, he can see what is inside, but he cannot do anything with it. So that's the write permission. So read means he can read whatever is inside. So this is about the permissions. And if I type ls dash A, it will show all the hidden directories and hidden files as well. So if anything starts with dot, it does not have, it will be shown as a hidden file. And if you see dot here and dot dot here, so dot actually refers to the current directory, which is the directory which is shown here. And dot dot is the previous directory, which means one step backward. So if I type cd desktop, it will go forward, right? But if I type cd dot dot, it will go one step backward. Okay, so that's about this dot and dot dot. And rest of the dot means like all these files are hidden files. Okay, and these are hidden directories, and you have other things as well. And if you want to see them in long listing format, you say ls-al. It will give a long listing format like this, in which you can see all these permissions of that particular user. So any questions so far? So we just discussed about dotted files and dotted directories. We also discussed about the types of permissions, and if you don't see D here, which means it's a normal file, it is a text file. Okay, and it doesn't have any other permissions here. So we just discussed basics of Linux, and hope you understand this. And I'll just finish off with one more thing. Okay, so if I type pwd, this is my current thing, right? And I'll just show the difference between absolute path and relative path. So if I type cd this and followed by desktop, this is the absolute directory which I have typed here. Okay, so I'm going back, and if I just type cd desktop, so which means this is relative to this directory, which is current directory. Okay, so this is absolute path and this is relative path. And you can also okay, yeah, as you can see, this one is also relative to the current directory. If I just dot dot, which means go back one directory relative to this directory. Okay, so something like this. So we just finished the navigation part. Okay, so this is the basic navigation, and we just saw all the files in different formats, long listing, hidden files, and everything. And what else we discussed? We just tried to go to other user as well, like going to privileged user. So tomorrow we'll discuss more about escalations, adding other users, deleting other users, file permissions, password change, and etc. Installing softwares and removing softwares, file manipulation, copying, moving, removing files, text manipulations, and process managements as well. And finally, networking. So we'll see that in tomorrow's class. So any doubts so far? Just closing this, and make sure you close it like this or just power off. So this is the best way, or else if you're closing it like this, always click on this power off the machine. So it's already 10 o'clock. If you have any doubts, let me know, or else we'll close the session for the day. And I'm hoping that from tomorrow we don't record these sessions. That will be just live. Only this session will be recorded. And yeah, if you have any questions, this is the time, or else we'll close the session. Okay. So I hope you don't have any questions. Then, yeah, from tomorrow, get ready with Kali Linux. You only need VirtualBox and Kali Linux as of now. If you need pfSense, that will be for network pen testing and so on. So that we'll discuss later in detail. But I just wanted to give an overview of how to use a secure um, structure or architecture for this um, pfSense. And if you have any questions, yeah, next session will be on Monday. So yeah, next session will be on 7th. So get ready with Kali Linux. You only need VirtualBox and Kali Linux. You don't need pfSense as of now. Okay, so I'm just closing this session. Hope you enjoyed today, and I'll see you guys in the next session.